Boy, there's a big one. Got him.
Yeah?
That didn't take long.
No. First drop?
No. Big walleye. Look at that thing there. Look at that. Wow.
That's a good one for the first.
What do you think about him?
That's
So how do you like
size.
What if I told you we actually started fishing about 15 minutes ago?
I don't even think that much.
Here, we'll get it. We got to
ago.
get this fish off. That's a beauty. That's a big one. There, come here, buddy. Wow, beautiful fish. Look at that. What do you think about that? That's cool. We'll get her back in the water. That fish came out of pretty deep. We want to get her back pretty quickly. Wow. There we go. You know, right now, Troy and I are at Sunset Country, Ontario. We're staying at a Five Lakes Lodge on Gull Rock Lake. And what we want to talk about is trophy fishing opportunities in Canada. You know, we're up here right now. It's the second week of September, and this is absolutely prime time for catching lots and lots of big fish. You know, over the years, I've actually spent a lot of time. Right now, we're on the main artery in Sunset Country, or one of them. It's called Highway 105, and we're on the end of the road. But over the years, I've spent time on Lac Seul, Perrault, Cedar Lake, the Indian chain. In every one of these fisheries, if you want to go to really some fabulous, I mean, we're talking lots and lots of big fish. I mean, all different species of fish, everything from crappies, walleyes, muskies, big pike, whitefish, lake trout. This is a really, really unique area. This whole strip of water through here is just fantastic. But we're going to talk a little bit about trophy fishing in Canada. Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride. You know, so many people go up to a place like Gull Rock Lake up in Canada, and they go out fishing and they want to start fishing immediately. One of my suggestions would be, unquestionably, is to go out and spend some amount of time with your electronics just looking for fish, looking for bait fish, looking at the habitat, how the fish are positioned on the habitat, because that would really give you at least a good inkling on how to start whatever fish you're fishing for. Right now we're looking for big whopper walleyes. It's the second week of September, so we're hunting anywhere between 25 and 35 foot on these big main lake points that dump off into deep water. We actually have a wide variety of different presentations in the boat, you know, whether it be jigging, bottom bouncing, live bait rigging. We got a lot of stuff to fish, but how do you want to approach catching them?
Yeah.
Classically, to catch really big ones, you can't beat a live bait rig and a big minnow. Technique that Troy and I got on this particular point to what we've been doing is jig trolling. And this is just a 1/2 ounce VMC Moon Eye jig with a 3.5 big bite suicide shad on it.
Oh, I didn't have the handle out. I should have. That clam extend handle. It's a little better one. All right.
The presentations are really sort of dynamically different because we're not casting the bait out and jigging it back.
Nailed that.
What we're doing is I'm getting on the trolling motor and I'm running at about 0.5 to 0.8 miles an hour, and we just take the baits and throw them in back of the boat. And you want to let out just about enough line so the bait is close to the bottom or intermittently hitting the bottom. A lot of times what I like to do is to hit the bottom, then I reel it up a little bit so the bait is running like 2 or 3 feet off the bottom, and that tail's going like this, doop, 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 doop. And it's a fabulous technique in the fact that you can actually cover quite a bit of water.
That works.
I've caught a lot of big fish on these lakes at different points in times with this presentation.
Back you go.
This is another rig that we use a lot throughout the summer and into the fall. It's a really great technique, and I've caught a lot of really big walleyes on it. It's simply the bottom bouncer and an original Rapala. This actually happens to be a 13, a bigger one. I'm targeting pretty big fish. This lake, they feed on a lot of ciscos and tullibees. I think Troy's got a number 11 broken back, but I got a 3 ounce bottom bouncer, and what we're gonna do is just drop it down to the bottom and move really quickly. And some of these spots are so big, he's got, well, how long did that take?
A minute?
He got it down to the bottom, he's got one on.
Yeah, it was a good minute.
The nice thing about this This rig is in the fact that your ability to cover a lot of water really quickly. You know what I mean? That's the nice thing about the bouncer in the original Rapala. A lot of these spots are really big flats. You come up to a lot of these big Canadian lakes, and the bars, like this particular bar here, is, you know, it's a half a mile long. You know, so, but what, I just drove over it. We put a bunch of waypoints and coordinates, and there's fish spread out all along this edge of this big wind-blown point. So what we're gonna do is get down and start moving along at about, this is a little bit faster technique. We're gonna be rolling at about 0.8 to about 1.2 miles an hour. Right there, come here. Oh. There we go. This segment is brought to you by BoatToTrailer.com, automatic boat loading and boat launching system. This is the first time I've been up to this area with a forward-facing sonar like Hummingbird's Mega Live, but it's really sort of interesting. See, those are actually walleyes out in front of the boat. I'm looking 60 feet out. We're in about 25 foot of water, but right on the edge of the ledge. But what it does is, like when right now we're dragging live bait rigs, and I can actually see where I want to pull the boat over. Where you can see I can scan around to my left and right. Nope, there's another one. See that right there? That's another nice one there. You can look down on 2D sonar. The fish is just slipping underneath the boat. Hit it on spot lock. Go reeling down until you tighten up and go like that. And then you go like that. And then you get Mr. Whopper. That's what it is. Ooh. I know one thing, the icons have been getting a little workout today. It's one thing that's fun. You come up into this area, it's just like you pull up on every spot you go to. I mean, we've caught fish on just about every spot you go on. It's just like amazing. Okay, let's see what we got here.
What we got?
Right about.
All right, see the bait.
Right about there. There you go. Come here, buddy.
Scooper.
That's what I mean. It's just like, what?
Real nice one.
What? Look at that. Not a giant, but a very, very nice fish, considering when you go out throughout the course of the day and you're gonna catch a bunch of these, you know what I mean? That's what's really fun about coming up to this region. It's just amazing. The quality of the fishing is just stunning for just about every different species of fish you fish for. You know, when you're walleye fishing, what I do is actually, when I look at spots, it's actually each spot is sort of laid out differently, and actually how the fish are positioned on there will really determine the presentation. A lot of times when the fish are in really very, very specific, very, very refined spots, it's a really great spot to live bait rig, because you're moving along like a little 50-yard area of boulder ledge like we're on right now on the tip of a point. It's a very, very small spot. Oop, there's another one just coming up on 2D sonar right there. Those are the little rascals we're trying to catch right there.
Yeah, we'll see how big this one is. Maybe it's bigger than that last one. Yeah, when you come up to Sunset Country, as you can see, I'm looking around and I don't see another boat. So that's the other nice thing when you're catching walleye and you don't see another boat. Boy, that adds to the experience and makes it even more special.
Okay, Mr. Troy, what are you thinking?
All right.
Whopper stoppers.
Well, I don't know if it's a monster, but I'll tell you what, it's just...
He's taking you a while to land.
Yeah. There's the weight.
Okay. That's a good one. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. There. They are. They're getting bigger and bigger.
Walleye fishing, like all fishing today, tends to be very exact with the right length, power, and action of rod, combined with the appropriate size of reel and line for the given presentation tactic you happen to be fishing. When I'm classic live bait rigging, I'm using St. Croix slip and rig rod. It's 7 foot 6 inches in length with a medium light power and an extra fast action. This is bar none one of the nicest live bait rigging rods I've ever fished with. It's got the right length to pick up line for deep water hook sets, and its medium light power is really nice for fighting big fish with light line. The reel is Daiwa's 2500 Regal LT, which really balances this rod off nicely. For rigging, you need a reel with a good drag, and this Regal has it. You could see when I loaded up on it, you could tell it was like, this one actually had some serious oomph to it. For the original Rapala bottom bouncer slow trolling tactic, I'm running St. Croix 7-foot medium heavy power with moderate action bounce and troll rod with a Daiwa 100 size Lexa line counter reel. I use this combo for any trolling tactic that could be bottom bouncers, three-way rigging, or flatline trolling applications. The line counter is key for a lot of trolling situations to duplicate a given depth pattern. It's got a super adjustable drag and a loud audible clicker that's nice for trolling. For jig trolling, I'm using the Legend Tournament. It's 7 foot 3 inches in length with a medium power and extra fast action. Again, a 2500 Daiwa Regal LT spinning reel. It's interesting, all of these rod combos are spooled with the same line, and that's 8 to 10 pound Suffix 832 braid with an 8 pound fluorocarbon leader.
Oh, that's another nice one. Not a monster, but I tell you what.
Not a monster.
You get spoiled up here, which it should be that way. You come up here, you want to get spoiled, and that is absolutely the case in Sunset Country.
They like to eat when you're throwing the right thing.
You don't have all bluebird flat calm days.
Just a perfect eating size fish.
See, that's what I'm talking about, these Daiwa drags.
We got walleye stuff, we got crappie stuff, we got pike stuff.
This boat is rigged up about as nice.
Easy to use, and it flat out works.
It's a must-have when you're talking about big waves. Well, these trout are so darn tough.
This bait is legendary.
Got him.
Got him?
Yep.
There you go.
That's the right size.
I got another one too. I got another like double header on.
Really?
Yeah, I got another one on. That's what I'm talking about.
We got doubles. We got doubled. Oh, it's a little one.
There's different time frames when they come up to Canada. You know, so many people like coming up in spring when the fish are shallow, which is really tremendous time to fish. But the thing that I like about this fall bite is the fact that the fish are really packed together out in deeper water situations. Let's see what we got here. There he is. It's a great big one too.
Yeah.
Another great big one.
That one can eat the one that I just
What?
caught.
Look at that. Look at that there. Look at that. Wow. Great big gold beauty. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh.
We saw it.
Using great big minnows to catch them. The boys at camp here, Ian Cook, were staying at 5 Lakes here, and he says, you want to catch whoppers? Put these big suckers on and drag them around in 25 to 35 off these points, and you'll see what's actually in this lake. So I took his suggestion, and it didn't take long.
Hello, I'm Ian Cook, owner and operator of 5 Lakes Lodge. Fully winterized facility. We work 365 days a year. Multi-species. The 5 main lakes is Gull Rock, Ranger, 2 Island, Keg, and then of course Red Lake is attached also. All accessible from our docks. Most of the lodges in the system, all of the ones on Gull Rock, we are part of a Gull Rock Association, which enables us to protect our large fish, catch and release on our big walleyes and northerns. So anything over 18 for our walleyes and our northerns at 27.5. Anything over those, we release back into the lake, and guys that want to take a trophy home, we replicate. And the fishery shows because of it. We have plenty of trophy northerns and walleyes for folks to come up and be able to catch and release.
The key with big minnows is figuring out how long to let them have it.
I'm
not quite sure. I'm tightening up my drag.
Yeah.
Tightening up D here. I think if it's a real big one, I think they'll eat it pretty quickly, I think. But
those smaller ones that aren't just kind of chewing on it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like,
oh,
inhaling it.
That's a good one. That's a big one. Wow. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
There we go.
Whoa.
That sounds right.
That's
a good sound.
No, you could see when I loaded up on it, you could tell it was like, this one actually had some serious oomph to it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Come here, buddy. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
There you go.
Another good. I mean, there. Wow.
Nice.
There we go. Well, I tell you one thing. What Ian was saying, put the big minnows down on the tips of these points and you'll really get the see what's going on pretty quickly. Oh, there we go. Just oodles and oodles of these guys. Not a giant, but when you consider you drop down and it doesn't take long to get a bite. That's coming to this region. I mean, that's what it is. Boy, you come up here at the right time where you got the fall bite going on. You get these fish up and back down into the depths quick.
The nice thing up here is just the amount of walleye. It's amazing, every spot we go to, we're marking a ton of fish. This lake, this system has an incredible carrying capacity, the number of walleye in here, and we can see a ton of bait. They have a great forage base, a great food source, and how healthy these fish are. You can see each one we catch, they're like filled out. I mean, they are really, really healthy, and that says a lot, not only about this lake, but also many, many lakes throughout Ontario.
The thing that's nice about the Mega Live, that because with this forward-facing sonar, I'm looking out 70 feet out in front of the boat, I can actually sort of direct where I see fish. I'm actually sort of scanning back and forth along this edge, and I can actually drive us right into the group of fish. Like when we see them right there, those are fish, and I'm gonna just keep on tracking right into those fish. There you go. Ooh.
I don't know how big this is. Let's see. Feels good. Feels a little better.
It looks like that might be a nettable model.
Yeah, yeah. This could be, as you say, nettable.
There you go. That's a good one. Come here, buddy. There you go. There you go. There we go.
Nice.
Mr. Troy. There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. That's a nice one, but they get so much bigger than this. But this sizing up, that's fun. Absolutely fun. Let me get this thing back in the water, back to the depths.
So that was on a number 8 Shad Rap.
Your style of boat control is really key.
One that was there from the very beginning.
You want to be able to see in the water. The adventure begins.
We are loaded for bear. We got
You know,
pikes.
there's so many different ways to fish for walleye. Dependability and efficiency.
Simple, fast, and easy.
The best rods on the planet.
No, I got him. Boy, these feel like big suckers. Oh, man. Wow.
All right. Ready with the net.
This has been a serious activity today.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, gosh, boy. Low light, prime time for catching whopperinos.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good one. There, come here,
one.
buddy.
Yeah.
There you go. What? That's a real one.
Yeah.
What?
Get your attention.
What?
Oh,
There you go.
nice.
Look at that guy there. That's what we're talking. Boy, the beautiful fish though. Whoa, come here, buddy. Look at that. Wow. That's why you come to Sunset Country on the 105 highways. There's so many of these lakes that have just tremendous fishing opportunities for big walleyes, muskies, big pike. Man, it's just unbelievable fisheries, no question about it. Look at that thing. Beautiful animal. We'll get her back down into the depths.
One of my favorite ministries that my wife and I have supported for years is In Touch Ministry, and it's headed up by Charles Stanley. Ever since I became turned on to the things of God at 37 years old and a light bulb went out big time, I started following his stuff along with a number of other ministry work that really touches my heart. And this is just one of the daily devotion. I just want to read this to you. It's uplifting, a good thing. He titled it Wonderfully Made. Have you ever considered that fingerprints are an amazing example of how much God cares for us. Each of us is born with a certain arrangement of arches, loops, and whorls on our hands, and they don't change as we grow or age. They are also exclusive. Think about that for a moment. Out of the roughly 8 billion people on Earth, no two of us have the same fingerprint. We've each been uniquely created by God. What's more, He has a singular plan for every life. There's no such thing as a non-valuable person in God's eyes. He loves every single one of us equally and is personally involved in seeing His plans for our lives come to fulfillment. In fact, it brings Him joy to do so. So instead of comparing yourself to others or feeling inconsequential, look at the intricacy of your fingerprints and remember, you are a one-of-a-kind and well-loved by the Creator God who brought you into being. Then he has a little caption that says, think about it. Have you recently spent time considering what God has planned for your life? Sit down with Him in prayer and ask for guidance and clarification to get on the right track. And there, God is a loving, caring God that has something for every one of us. If you're going through a hard time right now, my gosh, look in the mirror and know that God loves you. He created you for a special, unique person. You are a one-of-a-kind with God-given talents that you have that nobody else has to speak to somebody of the things that He has done in your life to share with somebody else. Nobody else can do that but you. Just think about that in the next week or so ahead. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, have a good, safe fishing season. We'll see you on the water.